Hello, you're watching VNA News Bulletin. I'm Danang from Hanoi. Another headlines as usual.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc welcomes founder of Harvard Vietnam program. Vietnam Expo 2016 underway in Hanoi. Ho Chi Minh City hosts Southeast Asian Traditional New Year Festival.
On April 13, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc welcomed Thomas Valery, founder of Harvard Vietnam program and chairman of the Trust for University Innovation in Vietnam.
Prime Minister Phúc affirmed that the U.S. is one of Vietnam's leading partners and that he is happy to see development in bilateral ties, particularly since the establishment of comprehensive partnership in 2013 and following the visit to the U.S. by General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng in 2015. He said education is one of Vietnam's top priorities and the country wishes to further strengthen education and training cooperation with Harvard University. Valery said Harvard University wishes to increase cooperation in research and assist Vietnam in building and completing a strategy to boost national growth. He evaluated Vietnam's potential in developing high-quality human resource, with many Vietnamese delivering great results in studying and research in the U.S. Valery affirmed Harvard wishes to build a world-leading university in Vietnam.
The National Election Council convened its fourth session in Hanoi on April 13th under the chair of its chairwoman Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân. This is also the first gathering of the Council since it was revamped during the freshly concluded 11th meeting of the 13th National Assembly. At the working session, the Council approved a resolution on task assignment among its members, which was made on the basis of the recent personnel overhaul reached at the 11th meeting. It also heard a report on preparations for the election of deputies to the 14th National Assembly and People's Council at all levels for 2016 to 2021. Delegates at the event heard another report presented by the Vietnam for the Land Front Central Committee on preparations for the third consultative conference and discussed the establishment of more working groups to supervise the election work in localities. In her remarks, Nguyễn Thị Kim Ngân, who is also National Assembly Chairwoman, said the third consultative round is scheduled for April 14th, urging the Vietnam for the Land Front committees at the grassroots level to closely join hands with local party committees to fulfill all set tasks. Deputy Prime Minister Phạm Bình Minh chaired the fourth session of the National Committee for APEC 2017 on April 13 in Hanoi. Delegates agreed on major issues regarding the contents and infrastructure preparations for APEC 2017. This will also serve as a foundation for the mapping out of a concrete plan for the event. Deputy Prime Minister Phạm Bình Minh said, with less than 8 months away from the informal senior officials meeting, relevant ministries and agencies need to tighten cooperation with each other and with other APEC members, particularly Peru and Papua New Guinea, who are hosting APEC 2016 and 2018 respectively, to learn about their experience and call for their assistance. The following meeting of the National Committee is expected to commence in June. Vietnam Expo 2016 is underway in Hanoi, attracting the participation of more than 500 enterprises from over 20 countries and territories. The event, which was attended by Deputy Prime Minister Vương Đình Huệ, is expected to create opportunities for businesses to partner with both domestic and international enterprises to improve export growth and attract foreign investment. Belarus is the honored guest at this year's fair, which is seen as a significant initiative in the context that Vietnam signed a free trade agreement with the Euro-Asian Economic Union, of which Belarus is a member. First launched in 1991, the prestigious annual event is helping foreign enterprises seek business opportunities and meet up with potential partners in Vietnam. The expo will run until April 16. Ho Chi Minh City hosted a festival on April 13th featuring customs and rituals of Cambodian, Lao, Myanmar and Thai people during their traditional New Year.
The festival highlighted Cambodia's Chol Tam May, Laos Bun Pi Mai, Myanmar's Thing Yan, and Thailand's Songkran, with customs like Buddha bathing, water splashing, and cultural performances. Lê Hùng Quốc, President of the Vietnam Union of Friendship Organizations Ho Chi Minh City chapter, congratulated Cambodian, Lao, Myanmar, and Thai people on their traditional holidays. He said the event is held annually to enhance cultural exchange and mutual understanding between Vietnam and its neighboring countries. Lao Consul General Somsay Sanamun thanked the city for the event, contributing to tightening the friendship between ASEAN countries.
2 training ships of the Japanese maritime self-defense force with 500 crew members aboard have been on a 4-day friendship visit to Vietnam after docking at Cam Ranh International Port in the central province of Khánh Hòa. At the welcome ceremony on April 12, Japanese ambassador to Vietnam Fukuda Hiroshi read out a letter from Japanese Defense Minister Jan Nakatani addressed to the Ministry of National Defense, People's Navy of Vietnam, and the Khánh Hòa People's Committee, commending Cam Ranh International Port as the best of its kind in the region. The letter said the port is expected to bring in huge benefits when it is developed into a stable logistical service supplier for military and civil ships from countries participating in international cooperation activities. During their stay in Vietnam, the Japanese guests are scheduled to meet with the High Command of Naval Zone 4 and leaders of Khánh Hòa Province. The 2 sides will also hold sports and art exchanges. The visit of the Japanese ships JS Ariake and JS Setogiri aims to realize the contents of cooperation reached by leaders of the 2 countries' parties, states, and defense ministries. Scores of Vietnamese businesses are promoting their products at the Food and Hotel Asia 2016 Expo in Singapore from April 12 to 15. This biannual event, the largest of its kind in Asia, drew enterprises from over 70 countries and territories to sell their products at more than 3,000 stands. Close to 68,000 visitors, mainly business players from 95 countries and territories, registered to participate in the fair.
The purpose of this event is to create opportunities for our domestic businesses to meet with potential partners, investors, importers in the region, as well as interact with the latest technologies and research upcoming trends.
Vương Thành Long, Director of Business Development at the Hưng Hậu Agricultural Corporation, said Vietnamese businesses should enhance close cooperation while reaching out to foreign markets. The price competitiveness among domestic enterprises does not create a firm foundation for them to develop in the global playground.
One of the common difficulties for all of Vietnamese businesses is our lack of cooperation. If you look at the international market, we can see that unlike our foreign counterparts, Vietnamese businesses are not working together for mutual growth.
Singapore's Department of Statistics indicated Vietnam exported $320 million worth of food to Singapore, making up nearly 4% of the market's food import. A big vessel carrying 2,000 TEU has anchored at Cai Map International Port in the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu. The vessel was en route to northern Europe.
Milo Bridge ship, which is 366 meters long and 52 meters wide, is capable of carrying 14,000 TEU, equivalent to 150,000 tons of cargo. This is the first large container ship used by the Alliance of Asian Container Lines to harbor in the Vietnamese port as part of the service connecting Asian and European markets. After anchoring at some Chinese ports, the vessel arrived in Vietnam and will visit Singapore before going to Europe. Cái Mép is the only port in Vietnam to be able to receive such large vessels that can carry 150,000 tons of cargo. It served 567 vessels carrying 423,000 TEU in the first 3 months of 2016, up 57% against the same period last year.
The tourism sector has confirmed it has not yet been affected by Zika virus, though Vietnam reported the first 2 cases of infection early this month. General Director of the Vietnam National Administration of Tourism, Nguyễn Văn Tuấn, said travel agencies have reported no tour to Ho Chi Minh City and Khánh Hòa province where the virus was detected has been cancelled. To date, the World Health Organization has still not issued any travel warning for Zika-hit countries, but it advised pregnant women to take the epidemic into consideration before traveling there. Travel agencies and visitors, as a result, should not worry much as the pandemic is under control.
Thông báo của Tổ chức Du lịch Thế giới và của Bộ Y tế.
The Zika epidemic is worrying both tourists to Vietnam and local people. However, according to the World Health Organization, it is not as serious as we thought. The tourism sector has guided travel agencies and localities to take the initiative in preventing the virus and handling infected cases if it occurs.
Hướng dẫn và chỉ đạo các cơ quan quản lý du lịch ở địa phương cũng như các công ty du lịch.
To attract more foreign tourists, especially those from Europe, the tourism sector has proposed extended visa exemptions for visitors from the UK, France, Germany, Italy and Spain, which will expire from July 1st. The National Administration of Tourism is also finalizing dossiers on visa exemptions for tourists from 13 other countries who visit Vietnam via travel companies. The central coastal city of Danang welcomed over 1 million visitors in the first quarter of this year, up 19.6% of the same period last year.
The Municipal Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism reported that the figure also represents 20% of the yearly target on visitors to the city. As a result, the tourism sector earned revenue of more than $134.58 million, up 17.5% against last year's period. The city has set a target of welcoming 5.2 million tourists, including 1.3 million foreigners this year. Apart from domestic visitors, it will focus on the Northeast Asian and Western European countries, where tourists are granted visa exemptions to visit Vietnam. Danang will also continue to attract those from Australia, the Middle East, India and Russia.
A street carnival featuring folk culture has been held for the first time in Chi City, the northern Midland province, Phu Thọ. The activity formed part of the annual Hung King's Temple Festival to commemorate the nation's legendary founders.
More than 1,700 artists and artisans in the province joined a street parade and performances during the carnival. Rituals and folk games featuring the culture of the Hung King's homeland were also the highlight of the event. The carnival is expected to promote the province's cultural values and introduce its tourism potentials to visitors. The carnival concluded with a high-range firework display at Van Lang Park. The Hung King's Temple Festival is an occasion for Vietnamese to remember and pay tribute to Hung Kings, who were legendary founders of the nation. The Hung King's Festival is held annually from the 8th to the 11th days of the 3rd lunar month. This year's festival lasts from April 12th to 16th.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us and goodbye for now.